Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nika, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about gut health. Before I begin, I do want to put the disclaimer out there that I am not a medical doctor. I do not work in healthcare. I am just sharing my personal experiences with working toward healing my gut. Now, with that said, let's talk a little bit about gut health, in particular, my personal journey with working towards healing my gut. So I think gut health is having a moment right now. Wouldn't you agree? Everybody's talking about the gut, the microbiome, and all like gut related things. And I think, I think it's important because research is showing that the gut is really connected to our overall health. It's connected to our brain health, heart health, our mental health, our overall well-being. So that's why so many doctors, I feel, are talking about the gut. And I have been on a wellness journey, I would say, over the last couple of years, and learning more about how to live a healthy life, how to eat better, and things like that. And a few years ago, especially after I had my first child, I noticed that I was having some gut health issues. And so I started researching and reading about gut health and, what I could do to improve my own gut health. So before I learned about gut health, I used to think that all you needed to do was take some probiotics and everything would be fine. And from experience, and now that I know a lot more, that's not the case. Healing your gut is so much more. And people who've been on a gut healing journey would agree with me. It's so much more than that. So it started for me with reading and listening to the works, I should say, of Dr. Mark Hyman, who's, he has a book called The Vegan Diet, and he also has other books. But one of the things that he pushes is eat more plants, eat more greens, make sure that your diet includes more plants. And that's how I started out. After reading Dr. Hyman, just realized I wasn't eating as much vegetables and fruits as I thought that I was eating, and I needed to eat more. And so, I started implementing more smoothies and salads and just making sure that I was putting more veggies in my diet. And the first thing I noticed when I started just doing that one thing, right, was that I became more regular. And that was a good thing. I mean, I changed one thing, including more plants in my diet, and I noticed a positive result with regard to my gut health. So after that, I started reading more, and I came across a book that really had a profound effect on me and my life and my understanding of gut health. And it's called Fiber Fuel by, I am just going to call him Dr. Will, because I do not want to butcher his name. I'll link the book below. And in his book, not only does he talk about eating more plants, he's a plant-based doctor. I'm not plant-based, but I do believe in eating a plant-rich diet. He speaks about having more plant diversity in your diet. In fact, in the book, and I made a note here, he said the single greatest predictor of a healthy gut microbiome is plant diversity. And so instead of I was focused more on eating greens, I start focusing more on plant diversity in my diet. So not only greens, fruits, legumes, nuts and seeds. Like, I would add like flax seeds to my yogurt in the morning, and chia seeds and pumpkin seeds, and of course my greens and carrots and just any colorful plants. I just wanted to have that plant diversity because you know, everything he says is research based, and I like that about him. And the research showed that plant diversity really was beneficial to your gut. And so I started doing that, and I also noticed more positive results. Another thing that I started doing was eating more fermented food. Now, to be honest with you, I am not the biggest fan of fermented food. I'm not. I do not like sauerkraut. I've tried so many times to try and like it, but I'm not the biggest fan of kombucha. But when I read about the benefits to your gut, you know, I chose the fermented food that I could tolerate. Some of them I kind of like now, but I don't do sauerkraut. I know it's popular, but I found something else that I like. I like fermented cabbage. So this is something that I have. I found a kombucha that I actually like. This is the Health Aid kombucha. Kefir I'll have sometimes. There's certain brands of yogurt that I'll have too. So what I do with fermented foods is I try to have something fermented every day, because there's just so many benefits to your gut microbiome. The third thing I did to improve my gut health was I needed to cut out offending foods. And another book I read was called Wheat Belly. And I'll make sure I link the books that I'm mentioning below. I noticed that I was having like intolerance to gluten. I would eat gluten, I would get extremely bloated. I'd have gas issues. I'd have also other non-digestive issues. And you know, this was hard for me because, you know, I love cakes. I love certain forms of bread. I'm Caribbean. I love my hardo bread and things like that. But I had to let it go because, you know, my body was reacting negatively to gluten. Now it's not so hard anymore because it's been a while that I've, you know, kind of cut gluten from my diet and, you know, found other options. And plus I don't have to deal with those really uncomfortable effects I was having from eating gluten. So that's the third thing I did. And then fourth is stress. Stress impacts your health in every way, including your gut health. Negatively, I should say. Unchecked stress really impacts your life negatively, and I needed better ways to deal with stress. You know, working a stressful job, things like that. I needed better ways to handle my stress. Of course, for me, getting closer to God really helped with that. Leaving a certain job really helped with that because it was emotionally taxing. So that also added a positive benefit to my gut health. And number 5, you know how I said, I really think I should talk about probiotics here. So you know how I said before, I thought gut health meant that you just popped a probiotic and everything would be okay. Well, you know, as I've said, it takes more than that. What I do now, you know, I've tried different probiotics and some worked, some didn't. You know, I saw some benefits from some, but I actually found one that I really like. It was recommended in a book called Super Gut, and I really like it. It's by Clear Labs. I'll make sure I link it below. But with probiotics, it takes more than just popping a pill. That's not the way to fix your gut. At least I don't believe that. So, but I found something that worked. So what are the benefits? What are the benefits that I've noticed since I started paying attention to my gut health and working towards healing my gut? I definitely am more regular, like I stated before. Less gas, less bloating. I have more energy, and you know, just feel better overall, I would say. So those are some of the things I did and I'm doing toward healing my gut. It's a process. I'm still working on it, but I've learned so much from the various books that I've read, and courses I've taken and things like that. And I just wanted to share with you all about my gut health journey. So let me know below if you have any questions or any tips from being on your own gut health journey. Thank you.